Hey everybody, welcome to Slayer Talk.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Slayer Talk with Mark and Carol. I'm Mark, that's Carol.
Hey, what's up?
It's September 30th, 1997, and we watched School Hard.
It was an interesting one.
This is the name of the episode, School Hard.
I don't know why they called it that.
Because of Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Die Hard, it's School Hard.
I did not get it.
I didn't get it until just now. Until just when you asked me why they called it that. And I figured it out.
Because, like...
It's not really Die Hard-like, but I guess it kind of is.
I honestly don't remember Die Hard.
It's Bruce Willis in a building.
Well, I know it's Bruce Willis, and it takes place around Christmas.
Yeah.
And people are trying to kill him, so...
But it's like, so, Die Hard, the essence of a Die Hard movie is, and they've done other movies like Die Hard that aren't Die Hard movies, but the essence of a Die Hard movie is a vulnerable protagonist alone against... I don't know, overwhelming forces.
Yeah, so that does not fit.
And usually a location, a certain location. So they got it with the school. She's definitely like superhuman, though. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'd count that. And Angel's there to help.
Well, so are all of the other people. I mean, she's not alone by any stretch. Like Xander and Willow and even her mother are there.
I was going to say a surprise...
surprise assist.
Yeah, surprise assist from... Keith Kachuk.
What?
He's a hockey player.
Okay. So this episode, how did we start? Like, I know how we ended.
Well, we turned the TV on.
Ha ha ha.
And we turned on the WB. And watched Michigan J. Frog dance around.
So she was in the principal's office.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say after your scintillating intro, vote everyone. Write in latefeed1994 at AOL.com. My intro last week, the Christopher Walken voice, Christopher Crypt Keeper Walken, or Carol's intro. What do you want to give that intro a name?
It's chill.
Chill intro. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, you can just say Carol or Mark's intro, but yeah, go ahead. Right. Vote.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, write us to talk about other things.
Sure. Yeah. And talk about other things and then mention which intro liked better.
Yeah. So it starts in the principal's office.
Sure.
Buffy and some other girl.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember this girl's name.
I feel like Cassandra.
Cassandra?
But
Charisma?
there was a character named Cassandra in the movie.
Was there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't remember.
And she was not anything like this character, so maybe my brain's just,
Paul Rubens.
coming up with some shit.
Well, it can't be the same character because Buffy would have been like, oh, I remember you.
Right.
From the movie we did.
But yeah, apparently this girl started smoking, and they said in 5th grade.
Yeah, good for her.
And she's like, skipping school and getting fights and
That's that
tough, badass person.
That's a Joe Camel right there.
Right.
Getting them when they're young. Yeah, what I think is so funny is that the principal's like, yeah, Buffy, you burned down a school. I mean, not this school, but, sometime in your past, you maybe burned down a school.
Right.
Even though you're not in jail and it was never proven. And all this and you're tied with this other person. And all she did was stab one of her teachers.
Right.
Like, how is she not in jail?
It's ridiculous. This show is over the top sometimes.
I mean, I guess the kids that ate their principal didn't go to jail either, so.
I think the Hellmouth just has different rules.
Yeah, well, apparently some people are more aware of those rules than I thought.
Yeah?
I was going to point out that after everything that happens in this episode, the vampires don't really do much to stay hidden at all, do they? Like the world, this world that Joss Whedon has created is. I called him Josh once at a party, and he
Oh no.
beat the shit out of me. So that's why to emphasize that it's Joss. But this world that he created, how are vampires not immediately known? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But apparently they have some sort of explanation for it. I don't know. We'll
Well-
see. Or maybe they're hinting at possible bigger explanations.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they definitely in this town should at least be known.
Sunnydale?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Couldn't remember what it was called.
like they've attacked large groups of people several times and then they just write it off as, what did he say, PCP?
Yeah. Gangs on PCP.
Yeah.
Do you think that Sunnydale gets upset when Cloudydale walks into a room?
Maybe. Maybe they create Riverdale with all the rain. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Possibly. Where's Sabrina live? Because there's Riverdale and she lives in like a neighboring town, right? In the comics?
Greendale, I think.
Greendale, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Job.
I know I've got the best memory ever, right?
Yeah.
So
You're on fire right now.
what?
Your memory.
Okay. The principal says, yeah, like they're tied for like worst kid or whatever.
And one of them's going to get expelled.
It's so weird. He's so weird.
It's like he's holding a fucking contest.
Yeah.
I just decided to find the worst student and expel them to make them an example.
So the parent-teacher night is coming up. And he says they're in charge of decorating and getting refreshments and just making sure it goes smoothly.
I think he just wanted someone to do this job.
Maybe. But I mean, it seems like he could get other people to do it without being a dick.
He's such an asshole. But
I hate him
love
so
him
much.
so much.
You love him and I hate him.
Because he's just, it's almost like he knows he's in a TV show. The way,
Right,
the way he's doing this, like, it's so not the way a real person would act in this situation,
Right.
behave in this situation. The minute he said that, like being all lovey and accepting of students and everything that's how you get eaten. Behavior that leads to you getting eaten by your students. I was like, okay, this guy is the best.
He's definitely an interesting character.
That's what I mean. I feel like maybe he's like a secret villain or something, though. I don't know.
We'll find out. I mean, they're starting to give us hints, so it's got to come soon.
Yeah, something. Or he's God.
Some kind of storyline's happening there. But, okay, so Buffy's getting very overwhelmed because her principal's out to get her. She has to put on the parent-teacher night.
Yeah.
And
She's a vampire slayer, it turns out.
right. But there was something else going on. Like, she had to study for something, or...
Yeah, she had to study to keep her grades up. She wanted to go to the Bronze to party.
Yeah.
Because Angel might
be there.
Might be there. She's got to watch out for her principal, plan the student-teacher night. And there's a big event coming up on the vampire social calendar.
But I don't think she knew that yet.
Miss Calendar figured it out.
Yeah. And
No.
that's...
Well, she knew it pretty early in the episode. Because
Okay.
Miss Calendar comes in and she's like, oh, yeah, you didn't account for this, you didn't account for that, Giles. Read a book that was written before the fucking Battle of Hastings. She specifically says 1066, and that's the year the Battle of Hastings took place.
Okay.
Notable for the first use of crossbows in warfare.
Interesting.
Yeah. So... But anyway, so it turns out that she figured out that the night of Saint whatever, I don't know, Saint Vampire Lover. I don't know what it was. I don't remember the name of the thing.
Yeah.
But that's Saturday.
So she's got the parent-teacher night Thursday, and then Saturday she's supposed to have to deal with something with the vampires.
What kind of fucking rules do these vampires live by? I don't understand this. Why on this night are they suddenly more powerful?
I don't.
It's not like on Christmas we don't like magically become more jolly.
Right.
You have to make a conscious decision to do that. Not like all of a sudden like fucking I don't know, some serial killer, Charles Manson's like, I just feel so... Like, that doesn't happen.
Right? Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they're very, like, almost like religious, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the religion is.
I guess Satanism. Because as mentioned in this episode again, they are demons.
Right?
Which I do think is a interesting take on vampires. Like, when vampires are... Or when people are bitten or whatever, they're basically infected.
They become possessed,
Possessed
by a demon.
By the demon entity. I believe the way it was explained in season 1 is that it's one demon, but like he's splitting his essence into all the different ones. That's why I think the older ones are more powerful because they're closer to they have like more essence or whatever. It's like distilled as it moves on. It gets more and more filtered out.
Interesting.
But so they keep aspects of their own personality, but they're, infected or possessed by this demon entity. I think that's how they explained it. It's one demon.
That sounds familiar. I mean, like, I feel like we'd have to like rewatch it to really get into it. But
It's I'm hoping that eventually they expand upon that lore more because it's an interesting take on vampires.
yeah,
It's not the Anne Rice vampires, Tom Cruise and what's his name, Bradley Pitts,
right. Yeah, they bring that up in this episode.
sucking young women dry.
And yeah, so there's another new big bad.
Yeah, we think so because he's not killed at the end of this episode. He sticks around.
Well, and it seems like he's trying to take over.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. Because of what happens.
So this dude comes walking in to the vampire, I don't know, hidey hole place.
Lair.
And he's like making fun of them. And he says he's heard of the Anointed One.
And then we see the kid. And is it just me? Like, are they giving this kid a lot of compliments or whatever? Did you see how fucking huge his head was? Was it just the clothes he was wearing? He looked like a fucking doll. Like it looked like his head had grown 3 times a regular sized head.
Wow.
He looked like he was going to fall over.
He did look a little top heavy, I will give it to you.
It was fucking weird. I don't know if it was the lighting, like the cinematography combined with the wardrobe, but it looked odd.
Yeah. But this new dude says that he'll help with their Slayer problem.
His name is Spike.
Yeah.
Because he used to kill people with railroad spikes?
That is what we find out, that he used to torture his victims with railroad spikes.
Right. Yeah, sounds like a good guy.
But he's got a British accent and bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, he looks ridiculous.
Weird combination. And he's got this chick with him?
Well, it's Billy Idol.
Okay.
Billy Idol had that same kind of bleach blonde hair in a British accent.
Did he also wear a trench coat?
I don't know. I mean, I assume at times. But I don't think he's dressed like Billy Idol.
Okay.
But Billy Idol, Dancing with myself. Oh,
I don't know. It looks like you're doing the Elvis thing there with your
Well,
lip.
that's what. So okay. There's a difference.
Okay.
You guys won't be able to see this. Sorry, but there's a difference in the facial expression. So like the sneer, like Elvis, you get the Elvis on, and it's it's gentle. It's a little gentle curve, like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Billy Idol's is harsh. It's like,
Ew.
yeah, like
Looks like
I'm a punk rock.
Looks like some kind of weird comic book thing.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, the girls of Tokyo, down in London, down to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice day for a white wedding. You remember the 80s. But yeah, that's
Vaguely.
that's who he reminded me of. He looks a lot like Billy Idol.
Okay. And he has this girl with him who I don't know what's up with her.
Looks like she was in a wedding dress almost.
Yeah, she's wearing this really it would make a nice wedding dress. It's like this really flowy white thing.
Yeah.
And she seems so I don't know if she's confused or if she
seems tranced.
Yeah.
Like she's just like he fed her a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah, like she's
like now we're going to go act.
She's totally out of it. Yeah. And crazy and just saying things at random, it seemed almost.
Yeah, it's a very much a Gary Busey situation.
Gary Busey?
Yeah, where he's just crazy and saying things at random.
Okay. So he offers to kill the Slayer.
Yeah.
And then we find out as they're researching him, for some reason, I'm not even sure. How do they even know about him?
Because he says his name is Spike.
No, but
he goes to the bronze, and he's he's like, oh, there's somebody trying to get their neck bit outside or whatever. And she comes out, and the fucking, like, whatever badass vampire that was like, oh, I could kill him, I don't need Spike or whatever, starts fighting her, and she kills him pretty easily. And then he starts clapping. He's like, oh, you did a good job. My name's Spike. I'm going to come kill you Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
See you later. And then leaves.
Which is weird and stupid. Except that, like you said.
It was a cunning plan.
He had a plan. But yeah. So he introduces himself. Like, wouldn't it have made more sense if he really wanted to kill her to just do it then?
Probably, but I'm assuming that he signed a long contract. So.
Right. But yeah, so they're researching him, and like we said, they find out that he used to kill people with spikes and stuff. Right. They also find out that he has killed 2 Slayers.
In the last, 100 years?
100 years, yeah. He's only, 200 years old.
So he's killed probably the last 2 Slayers.
Yeah.
So before fucking Kiefer Sutherland's dad, Donald Sutherland, came and recruited her at that high school in Los Angeles with Luke Perry.
Right.
Back when she looked like Christy... What's her
Swanson.
name? Yeah, Christy Swanson. I guess the one that died before, was killed by Spike.
I guess so. So now she's got to be a little scared at least because, he actually has killed some Slayers.
He's got some skills.
Right. He doesn't seem like he would.
No. I feel like I could beat him up.
Right. And he seems very, overly confident to the point that you just assume that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know that he... honestly, from what we've seen so far, it doesn't look like he has a lot of skills.
Yeah.
At one point, he figures out somebody's in the ceiling and does nothing about it.
Well, he started poking the ceiling.
Yeah. Oh. He was as effective with it as I was with the fucking centipede that was on our wall.
Right. Oh, that was funny. He sprayed it with stuff, and it fell in the fireplace, and we never found it.
The fire wasn't on, unfortunately.
No. So.
Just got away.
Yeah. Ugh. It was very large.
It's somewhere around here, eating little bugs.
I mean, that's the only good part is it's killing other things.
It's so funny because it's weird to think of there's an entire ecosystem in the walls and fucking corners of our house and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
Well, not like there's millions of them or thousands or anything like that, but there's stuff going on. It's a whole fucking living thing.
I do think about it, though.
The whole planet's a living thing.
It makes me curl up in the corner and cry a little bit. But then I'm afraid of the bugs, so I get out of the corner rather quickly.
Wow. But speaking of bugs, Spike. He bugs me.
So Buffy has put on this parent-teacher night.
Yeah.
And instead of coming on Saturday, like he says, Spike shows up to ruin it.
He just through the wall.
No, it was it was a windows.
Yeah.
Like a wall of windows. It was glass.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't like the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah! Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah! Because he's British.
Right.
But yeah, he crashes through, and they all have their fucking vampire faces on.
Yeah,
You know,
I hate
the makeup that they put on.
I don't like it. I don't know why they do it. And they can just turn it on and off.
Yeah, why would
like-
you ever turn it on?
Right? I mean, can their teeth not come out otherwise? I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's like, that's, I guess, their demon face, right?
Is that a metaphor for getting an erection?
I don't know. I hope not.
So let me ask you a question. I know you got a huge crush on fucking Angle.
Okay. I mean, he's cute, sure.
Okay. Shit, she's playing it cool in front of you guys. If I was not in the picture or whatever, and you were with him, but the only way that he could be with you physically is that face had to come out. Well, what do you think?
No.
No?
No.
Couldn't handle it?
Absolutely not.
Couldn't even close your eyes?
Nope.
Just imagine his human face.
Because it gets all bumpy looking. Like, I mean, like, what if you touch it by accident? No. But, so, yeah, Spike brings in, like, a whole bunch of vampires with him.
Yeah.
It would actually maybe have been a little bit scary of a scene, like, if it were a different show.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
this
if it
show's
was
really
filmed
scary.
If it was filmed differently.
Yeah, this show's more about comedy, so.
Yeah, it's definitely more comedic, quirky. It's like very, snappy, snappy dialogue. At one point, Xander makes like an offhanded. I think besides Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think the guy that plays Xander, whose name I can never remember, I think he does the best with this dialogue, with Joss Whedon's dialogue.
Yeah.
Because at one point he says something. They're talking about the other girl, the one that stabbed her professor. She's like, "Yeah, she doesn't like to do homework." Most of them have got the memo on that now.
Yeah.
Like,
Most of the teachers respect that.
yeah, it's like the way it's a funny line, but the way he delivers it is very funny.
Yeah, he is. He's funny.
But anyway, so she, what were we talking about? They crash.
They crash in, yeah. So everybody's what?
Real quick, before we get into the chaos that happens at the school,
Yeah.
I think it's funny. The principal, she's steering her mom all around the classroom, or having Willow do it, and so that she doesn't actually talk to any of her teachers or the principal. Mm-hmm. And then the principal finally gets hold of her, and he's like, "Hey, let me talk to you in my office." And then he goes and talks to her in his office, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's a problem or whatever." And he walks out. And the mom's like, "Hey, in the car right now." And the principal walks away and just turns the light off
Yeah.
of the party. Like,
It was really
everyone's
weird.
There's people still sitting at tables. There's like other teachers and parents there. And he just shuts the light. Like he's like, "Okay, that's it. Scene's over, everyone."
Right? Yeah, was that like his get out, or I feel like it was a really poorly planned signal for the vampires to crash in. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that hadn't occurred to me. Do you think he's working with them?
Oh my god, see, I thought it was just like poor acting choice, but maybe it's not a poor acting choice. Huh.
That's weird. I hadn't thought about that, because it would be better for them if the lights were off.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, and then, he insists on opening the window and somebody gets eaten, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay. So anyway, the vampires crash in, and then chaos ensues.
Yeah, so somehow the principal and Buffy's mom and a couple other people end up in a room together.
The science room.
Yeah. And Buffy is, just like trying to make sure everybody's safe, as she does. Cordelia and Willow are
in a
together.
closet.
Yeah. And
Willow's in the closet with
Yeah.
Cordelia.
and Xander sneaks out to go get help. He's going to go get Angel
He ends up in the library with Mrs. Calendar and
Giles.
Giles.
because they were making out in there, I bet.
And apparently there's you can get outside through the fucking stacks.
Yeah, there's some kind of exit.
It's like the fucking labyrinth back there, I guess. I wonder if Xander said hello to Hoggle on his way out.
Right? It is weird. The school is set up weird.
Yeah.
So he finds Angel and tells him, that Spike's in there with a bunch of vampires, and he's like, so what's your plan? And he just grabs him by the fucking neck and starts dragging him, and he's like, good plan.
Right.
Like, what? My response to that would not be good plan.
Right.
I would be a little more afraid than that. I don't understand why there was no fear.
Yeah, I don't either.
There was no communication.
No, he shouldn't have known what the plan was.
Right.
But he goes in there and he's like, hey, Spike, what's up?
Yeah, they're like long lost buddies.
Angelus, or whatever he calls
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, Angelus. And that's when he accuses him of that Anne Rice bullshit or whatever.
Well, he says, hey, what's up? You ever fight the Slayer or whatever? He's like, what do you think of this Slayer? And he goes, she's cute, but she's dumb. I've been doing that. Oh, I'm just so tortured to act. And then, I can feed whenever I want to or whatever. And they start laughing. And that's when he talks about the Anne Rice bullshit.
Yeah.
And I said to you, it's too bad that I don't buy this for a second. Because, and it would have been, maybe they shouldn't do that, but it would have been a fun twist if the whole time he was actually evil.
Right.
And we didn't know it. But the way they would have conveyed that is he would have grabbed some random teacher or something like that and bit him. Killed him. Or turned him into a vampire. He would have done a clear-cut evil act, and then we would have, as an audience, would have believed it.
But he says to Spike while holding Xander, hey, let's go get the Slayer, but let's have a drink first.
Right.
Like, I think that might have blown it right there.
Maybe. Or the fact that Xander wasn't struggling or trying to get away at all.
Right.
Which is why you should talk about your plan first.
And I think it's really funny and convenient that instead of biting him, he hits Angel in the face. Like you said, what if he bit him?
Why not bite him first?
Yeah.
Then hit Angel.
Yeah, get a drink, then fight Angel. Like,
right.
That would have made more sense. But, he's a main cast, so.
Yeah, but instead he just fights Angel. And Angel's like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Didn't work. And then later Xander's like, what if he'd bit me? He's like, well, then I would have known he bought it.
Right.
So, do you think he really would have let him get hurt?
Apparently. I don't know. That's the thing. Is that's a snappy one-liner, but I guess not. He probably would have... He can move super fast or something like that, right? Can he? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That's the other thing, too. At this time, Buffy's in the ceiling. I guess that's also kind of like Die Hard.
Okay.
Because there's that part where he's in the ventilation shaft, and he's like, this is what now I know what a TV dinner feels like, or whatever.
That's a weird line.
That's what he says.
Was it hot in there or something?
Probably, yeah. He's in the middle of a ventilation shaft. A ventilation shaft is not an actual secret escape route in buildings. It's how people ventilate facilities.
Okay. But yeah, so she falls through the ceiling at one point to talk to her mom.
Yes, and tells her, hey, what's going on? And the principal's like, it's gangs on PCP or whatever.
Right.
And she's like, hey, I know how to stop this shit, so let me do it.
And he's like, one of the dad or whatever that's in there is like, I'm going out the window, and she's like, don't do that, don't open the windows. Oh, and the principal did too, and they have kind of a pissing contest about who's in charge, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
And then the principal's like, yeah, go ahead, go out the window, and the guy gets eaten. So.
And then he just closes the window back up.
Yeah. He is evil. There's something going on there.
Something's going on.
So Buffy finally does end up fighting Spike.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. And why does he take off? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. They're fighting, and the one girl comes by. She had been abducted earlier in the episode.
Yeah, so she's a vampire now.
She got turned into a vampire, but she was pretending.
Oh, Buffy's mom.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Buffy's mom hits him in the head.
Yeah, she comes with an axe and whacks him in the head. She's like, get away from my little girl.
And then he's like, oh, God, it's Ripley from Aliens. I better leave.
And then later when he's like a slayer with friends and family, like who would have
This is
thought
awful.
that? Yeah. So like apparently the downfall of the previous slayers was that they were like very solitary.
Lone wolves.
So
It's a lot of times it's cool to be a lone wolf, except at the wolf picnics when you don't have a partner for the wolf sack races.
sure.
Three-legged races. Saying.
Oh, that's weird. So then he has to report back to the vampires that he didn't kill the Slayer.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's I ruined the fucking festival and everything, and I got a bunch of you killed. I'm so sorry. Oh, you know what? Fuck this." And then he just picks up the Anointed One, puts him in a cage, and lifts him up until the sunlight's there,
Yeah.
and kills him.
Well, like, it wasn't like he was just like, oh, fuck it. Like, they were giving him a really hard time. Like, one of them was like, you should give up your life. And he's like, no.
Right.
So, yeah. So instead, he kills the Anointed One.
Which I'm so glad. I mean,
Yeah.
no offense to this kid, but the idea of having a kid, like, just, I don't know, there's just something about it. Just going down to the vampires thing, it's like, oh, here's this kid sitting around. It's like, it just, I don't know, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And then, we see Drusilla, right?
Drusilla?
Isn't that what he called her?
Who's that? Who are you talking about?
That weird brunette lady.
Oh, the one that's on mushrooms?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I don't remember what her name is.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Spike? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know what he called her. I don't remember. If he said that, then that's fine. But I don't remember him saying a name.
But we see her room is all full of dolls. And
Okay.
one
I
of
didn't notice
them,
that either.
yeah, and one of them was turned to face the wall, and she said that they had been bad, so they couldn't watch her when she was eating like she was feeding or whatever.
Oh, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah,
It's fucked
pretty
up.
creepy.
Yeah.
She seems like a pretty creepy person,
Yeah.
or vampire, I guess.
Well, whatever she is. And she never turned into a vampire, so I don't know what the fuck she is. And there was no point where her face became a vampire in this episode. I mean, I assume she's a vampire because she's with this dude, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that she had somebody tied up in a room that she'd been feeding on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the girl, the
Yeah.
other bad girl or whatever. He was like, she didn't turn into a vampire, but he was like, eat something. Spike said that.
Yeah.
And then shows the girl and then leaves. And the girl becomes a vampire, so presumably she did eat something. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But they didn't do the makeup for her in this episode.
Well, save some time, I guess. Like, at least she got to stay pretty.
Right. Oh yeah, she's I guess decently pretty.
But at the very end of the episode,
Yeah.
the principal is talking to the police
Yeah, one of the police guys.
and says,
He says the police guy says, "What do you want? You want to go with the regular gangs on PCP story?" And he's like, "What do you want to tell them the truth?" And he's like, "All right, gangs on PCP." And then it's like, "What the fuck?" So they know,
yeah.
like both the police and the principal know something's going on.
Which,
How long have they known? And I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
I mean, it makes sense that at least the people in power know, and then they're just trying to fool everybody else, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, people continually see these vampires.
Yeah, don't people have fucking beepers? Like, word of mouth?
Right? Like,
You'd think word would get out.
yeah, or, like, are they, like, somehow putting something in the water to make them susceptible? Like, what, to suggestion? Like, what are they doing? How are they making this work? I don't
That's
know.
interesting.
But we'll see.
Yeah. But that's the episode. That's what happened.
It is.
And that was our thoughts. Good episode. I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was fun.
Introduction of maybe a new big bad character. It's not the Master.
God.
And it's not the Anointed One. So,
Yeah, I mean, he seems at least like he has some personality.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right. So you can write us again to let us know if you prefer my chill intro or Mark's Christopher Walken intro
Yeah.
at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com
Yes.
and tell your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.